Weekly rotation is back now on every Monday here on the Imagine Scent channel. So what is weekly rotation? Weekly rotation is basically 7 fragrances that I wore in the past week. So I'm gonna update this every Monday as usual. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Hey guys, Timmy here. Welcome back to another video today, and today we have weekly rotation. And of course, we're gonna start off with last Monday what I wore. And last Monday I wore Prada L'Homme Absolu. Now this is one of my favorite Prada fragrances of all time. I wore this one simply because I took this fragrance actually to Japan for a week in a little decanter, and I did not get to wear it at all because a lot of people in Japan don't wear fragrances, and I did not want to offend anyone there and kind of respect the culture in a way, so I didn't get to wear it at all. So of course I really missed the scent, so when I got back from Japan I just put this on a Monday right away. Really nice fragrance. I miss it so much. It's my favorite release from Prada. It has a lot of cardamom and iris. It's very dry, very masculine, very mass appealing, and my girlfriend loves this one. It's her favorite of all time. She does say that it smells very sexy on me, and I think that kind of sways my opinion on this fragrance in a good way sometimes, but I've loved this fragrance a lot before, and you know, her liking it is just a really big bonus. So with this one, I wore 4 sprays. Last time I wore 1, 2, very heavy with my day off that day, so I decided to just go ham on wearing this one, and it projects like a monster. 4 sprays is definitely way too much for this fragrance in my personal opinion. 3 sprays is good enough. It lasted me completely the whole entire day, but I was feeling like bliss. I love this fragrance so much. It's like, you know, when you're just sitting at home, just lounging around on your day off, you spray 10 sprays of your favorite fragrance on, and you just feel like bliss. Yeah, that was my Monday. 0 compliments that day, of course, because I stayed home, but it was a very fantastic day, fragrance-wise, for sure. The next day, on Tuesday, I wore Dolce & Gabbana The One Homme Intense. Now I wore the decant that I have because I just unboxed this one yesterday. I just bought this bottle not too long ago. But on Tuesday last week, I wore the little decant that I had to kind of really see if my opinion would change about it from the first impression. And I'm actually wearing this one today, so spoiler alert for next week's weekly rotation. This is the one I wore today. This is Monday. In a quick summary, this one is growing on me in a way, and I found out the reason why I dismiss this one so much or judge this one so harshly is because it's a flanker to the very legendary The One EDP. It has a lot to live up to, and it really doesn't live up to it all that much. It doesn't really even have the One DNA in here. It's like its own fragrance. Now to me, I spoke to Ashton from Distance about this, and I told him that if this was released in a whole different line, like Dolce & Gabbana K, if it was released in a different line, its own bottle, this would be an easy banger. And a lot of people would think this is an easy banger, but since it was released under the One name, it has too much to live up to. And a lot of us, including myself, at first, especially initial impressions, kind of like, it's just not as good as the One, when in reality it's just a different fragrance altogether. It really should not even be compared to the One to begin with. It should be its own fragrance, and it should have been released in its own line. And for me, my belief, if it was released in a different line, this one would get much more hype because it is a good fragrance at the end of the day. It's sexy, it's smooth, it's very kind of toned down, sexy, nights out, date night type of fragrance. It's really nice. It's a really nice scent, and it's growing on me the more I smell it and the more times I put it on. It's just a shame that it's just released in a line where there's already like the alpha male in this line, which is the One EDP. There's already an alpha in this pack, and this one just doesn't get its own room to shine. That's kind of unfortunate. So this one to me, as it stands right now, I like it. It's growing on me, and I think it's gonna grow on me more and more as I wear it. And I'm almost ready to review this one actually, so within the next couple times that I wear this one, I will come up with a full review for you guys. So this one I forgot to tell you guys, I wore 3 sprays, 1, 2, and 1 in the back here, so it makes 3. To me, that's perfect. It does not need to be more or less than that. That's completely in the perfect zone. 3 sprays is my recommendation for you. 0 compliment that day, but this is not a 0 compliment week. Finally, not a 0 compliment week, but 0 compliment for this one on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I wore Lignum Vitae by Bvlgari. This is one of my favorite gourmand scent of all time. Love this one to death. You guys already heard a lot about it if you're an OG fan of Imagine Scents channel. It just smells fantastic. It's sea salty notes with biscuit. How can you get more unique than that in a gourmand fragrance? You're taking a gourmand type of note, mixing it with salty summer air, salty sea notes that is in majority of summer fragrances, and you create a summer gourmand. It really cannot be any more unique than that. In terms of artisticness, this is top notch, 10 out of 10. In terms of just the scent alone, just from me smelling it, I love it so much. This is one of my favorite ever. It's in my keep 10 for life for a reason because it's just phenomenal. So if you are a niche lover, if you are a gourmand lover, if you love unique fragrances in general, this is the one that you should at least get your nose on because it just smells absolutely stunning. Now this one, on that day, I wore 2 sprays only, 1, 2, because it is a heavy bitch. It's not something that you want to wear 3 or 4 spray of. It would kill you and everyone else. So 2 sprays is good enough. This is a beast that needs to be a little tame. You can't spray too much. You can't give it too much leash. It would just run around and kill everyone, like I said. So 2 sprays is good enough for this one. And the scent trail on this is phenomenal. It has one of the most beautiful scent trail ever. And this fragrance actually have gotten me one of the most memorable compliment ever. I'll talk about it in another video. But on that day, Wednesday, 0 compliments, no compliments for this one that day, but it had in the past gotten me one of the most memorable compliments ever. So yes, I'll talk about that one later. But let's move on to Thursday. Now on Thursday, the fragrance that got me the compliment of the week. 1 compliment this week. And of course, it's something that's popular. Of course, it's not something that I really like. It's not something that is obscure. It's not something that's challenging to the world. It's something that everyone knows will get a compliment. And this one is Acqua di Gio Profumo. Oh, here we go. That's the right side of the bottle. Acqua di Gio Profumo got me the compliment of the day. I work at a school, like I said, and one of the students gave me a compliment saying that I smell nice. And I said, thank you, with a big smile on my face. So yeah, really like wearing this one for compliments sometimes. I do like how easy it is that this one gets compliments. It's just a no-brainer, it's a dumb reach. I wore 3 sprays that day, which is a little less than what I would wear. Normally in Acqua di Gio, especially in like a season like this where it's not warm enough yet, I would wear at least 4 sprays of Acqua di Gio. But on that day I wore 1, 2, and 3, but normally I would go 1, 2, 3, 4 on colder weather days. And this one just works. It just works. A lot of times when I wear it, I would say 30% of the time, I do get a compliment for Acqua di Gio Profumo. It just works. And it's a really nice dumb reach fragrance for me when I'm just in a hurry and I don't know what to wear and I don't really feel like being offensive that day. Maybe my mood is a little bit like neutral and I'm just trying to get by the day. Maybe I'm tired or something. I don't want to pick a fragrance. I'll just grab Acqua di Gio Profumo for work because it's just really nice, easy fragrance to wear, and it does get the occasional compliments. So again, really like this one, no-brainer. I don't have to talk too much about it. You guys already know too much about this one. So yes, let's move on to Friday. Moving on, we have Friday, and Friday I wore Armani Code Absolute Gold Edition. So not just the regular Absolute, it's the Absolute Gold Edition. And this one is nice. I like wearing this one. I really, really like wearing this one. And the one thing that I've found so far that's very different from Absolute, the original, is that this one has a very prominent saffron. At least off my skin, the saffron just lingers. Like it lingers around in the air around my face throughout the day. You get that very noticeable orangey type of spicy freshness that is saffron, which makes it smell a little bit more towards the Middle Eastern side. Not too much though, it's still pretty much a Western style fragrance, but it leans a little bit Middle Eastern. And that's the biggest difference between the gold version and the original Absolute. So which one do I prefer? I still prefer the original Absolute because it has more of a youthful vibe. It has a little bit more of a sweetness to it. This one though is a like as well. I really do enjoy this one. It's very smooth. Very, very smooth. That's one thing you're gonna notice with this fragrance, just so smooth. It's smooth, it's rich, it has that saffron which adds a little bit of a depth to it, a little bit of a kind of like a departure from your regular just sweet and smoothness that you get from the Absolute original. This one has that spicy edge, that Middle Eastern edge to it. That gives it that unique edge, like I said, as opposed to the original, which makes it really nice. To me, is it a redundant flanker to own? I would say still kinda, but not as highly as I thought it was in the beginning. So this one does have enough difference to maybe consider owning both, but you should test both yourself first to see which one you like the most, because these two you can wear generally in the same type of situation, so you would normally pick one over the other. So owning both might be redundant, but to me, am I glad that I own both? Absolutely. I don't feel buyer's remorse at all buying this one. I like owning both because sometimes I want something a little bit more smoother and sometimes I want something a little bit more playful, and I like having those options. So this one, I sprayed 2 sprays that day because this is a strong fragrance. I did not want to overspray this one. So 2 sprays for me is good enough. It has a really nice scent trail. 0 compliments that day, but it was a nice day. I thoroughly enjoy wearing this one a lot. Moving on to Saturday, I wore a fragrance that has been growing on me a little bit as well. This one is Bvlgari Man Black Cologne. Now this one, the quality of this one is not as nice as the other fragrances that I own, but it is a nice scent to wear, and I find it to be a really nice thumb reach, especially if I'm just going to the office but I want something a little bit different. I'm tired of the blue fragrances. I don't want to wear Acqua di Gio. I don't want to wear a little bit of a sweet fragrance. I want to wear something that's a dumb reach, but something that's different from the crowd, and this one fits perfectly in that little niche for me, so I really like that. It has a fresh spiciness that's more akin to a summertime spice, which to me makes it perfect for the office time because it smells quite professional, quite sophisticated, but simple at the same time. So really nice, easy dumb reach, especially for the office time. Love this one. I did spray 3 sprays, 1, 2, and 3, but this one next time though, I'm gonna wear 4 to 5 sprays of it because it is a little bit lighter. I find the projection a little bit lacking. So next time I will go heavier. I do recommend you go heavier with this one, especially if you're wearing it in like the cooler season like I am, like late fall, beginning of spring. It's still a little bit too cool for this one, so 4 to 5 sprays in this season is fine. In the summertime, I would say 3 sprays is good, but next time I wear this one, I will spray more, and I'll let you guys know how the projection is when I do that. 0 compliments that day. I think I just wasn't projecting enough with this one. It's just quite soft, quite reserved, maybe to yourself in a way. I think that's why I really didn't get a lot of chances to get compliments, to be honest with you. So I'll spray more next time, like I said. But yeah, this is a really nice scent and slowly growing on me. I recommend it, and it's really not that expensive as well. Lastly, we have Sunday, and you guys saw me spray this one on last Sunday, and this one is Spicebomb Fresh. I unboxed this one yesterday, wore it yesterday. It was a rainy day, and it smelled phenomenal. Oh, it just smells good. I like this one quite a bit. I have no complaints whatsoever with this one. It's a really nice summer fragrance. I'm actually gonna spray it on my hand again to remind myself how awesome this one is. And you guys saw me spray. I forgot how many sprays I did. I think I did 3 sprays as well on the video, but oh, it just smells good. It's a fresher version of Spicebomb. It has a little bit of the gourmandish, kind of spicy gourmandish vibe at the base as well of this fragrance, alongside the very nice freshness at the top. Quite an amazing summer composition. I really like this one. I would wear this one in spring and summertime, no problem at all. And for rainy days, oh, this is just good. It's just good. It's sad that's being discontinued. That's why I grabbed this bottle right away, because I will not live without this fragrance for sure. I needed to have this one in my collection, and seeing that it is discontinued now is the best time to grab it before the price jacks up to $1 million. Well, not really $1 million, but it can get quite pricey because, you know, Spicebomb fragrances are not cheap to begin with. They're normally $60, $70+ for a 50 ml. Just think about how much it would be if it's actually discontinued. And this is actually the first ever discontinued Spicebomb fragrance, because Spicebomb Original is still there, Spicebomb Extreme is not going to be discontinued, and Spicebomb Night Vision is new. This is the first ever Spicebomb in history to be discontinued, and I can't imagine how expensive this is gonna get over the next couple of years when it's actually out of discounters. And this one was hard to find to begin with. So grab yourself a bottle now, I warned you guys. And also, 0 compliment that day, just throwing it out there. I know a lot of you guys want to know. Alright guys, that's it for this weekly rotation today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you wore last week down in the comment section below. I love to see what you guys are wearing. Some of you guys wear some really amazing, hard to find niche. Some of you guys wear really amazing designers. Some of you guys wear like really nice cheapies as well that I've never seen or heard of before. A lot of fragrances that I read down there are stuff that I want to check out. So leave down in the comment section below for sure what you wore last week, because it really does interest me. And maybe I'll make a collage or something in the future, or I'll do something with those lists of stuff. So yeah, I'll figure something out. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace and bye.